Well, Donald Trump is going to be, once again, for his second term, the President of the United States of America, the 47th President of the US. And the question everybody is asking is, how is this going to work for India? Well, at one level, it's going to work out great because Donald Trump personally has a wonderful equation with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He respects Narendra Modi. He's spoken about him so many times in interviews and statements. And it's quite clear that at a level of personal chemistry, both the leaders are strong leaders in complete control of their respective countries. For Narendra Modi, it is his third term. For Donald Trump, it is his second term. Both are leaders with cult followings and quick decision makers. So at a level of personal chemistry, I think there is a world of possibility out there that Narendra Modi and Donald Trump will do great things together, that they will be able to take quick decisions, cut the red tape, and make things work. Having said that, and despite the fact that many people believe that Donald Trump wants America and India to work together, and I too believe that he does want America and India to work together, I have no doubt that compared to Kamala Harris, he's a much better alternative as the President of the USA from an Indian perspective. But we must be extremely watchful as well, because there are things you say during an election. How Donald Trump will be in his second term towards India will only be found out after he enters the White House for a second term. And I would be watchful for three reasons. The first reason is because he's a protectionist. He loves Narendra Modi. He says Narendra Modi is a great leader, someone I'm very fond of. He's a fantastic man. But at the same time, he says that India is a big abuser of tariffs. And he has said that anyone who deals in foreign trade not using the dollar or not depending on the dollar will face 100% tariff blockages in the United States of America. Now, will he actually follow through on that? Remember, viewers, Donald Trump says one thing and does another many, many times. He goes back and then he conveniently forgets what he says. But if he plans to do that, if he wants to punish India for being part of a group that is going to encourage alternatives to, if not de-dollarization, alternatives to the dollar, then I think we're in for a rough ride, because Donald Trump wants 100% tariff on goods from countries that move away from the United States dollar in terms of global trade. He has said so in an election rally. The second reason I would be very watchful about Donald Trump is because he's going to put in heavy restrictions on immigration. Heavy restrictions. And remember, viewers, in his first term, the number of people who were denied H-1B visas went up 3 times. The number of people who were denied a simple L-1 visa went from 12 to 28%, 2.5 times. So he's going to make it very, very difficult for Indian nationals to get visas to work in the United States or even visit the United States for extended periods of time, because he is going to try and get an employment for US nationals. So he's going to be very protectionist in terms of the immigration policy, in terms of restrictions on visas. So I would be very watchful with him as far as that is concerned. In fact, he won't even allow automatic citizenship for children. Those born in the US will not automatically become US citizens. If he has his way, he's going to make sure one of them has a parent who's a US citizen or legally living on an extended residence permit in the United States. So he's very, very protectionist. And the third reason I would be watchful about Donald Trump is because I don't know how he's going to deal with Russia. And the fact that we are working very closely with Russia. At some point, it is possible that our stance could end up hurting him. Is he going to be different from the deep state? We know Donald Trump himself is a victim of the deep state. But the deep state hated India's nation-first position. And remember, Putin has not yet congratulated Trump because technically the United States is not a friendly country. Remember, viewers, see the muted language that came in from China, which says that we are going to work on the basis of mutual respect. Not a very warm and effusive welcome to Donald Trump in his second term. So beyond the fact that Putin and Trump may get along personally more than Biden and Putin ever did or ever will in the future, the fact is how Trump responds to the warmth between India and Russia is something we'll have to see and examine. So it's a changing world. Personally, I believe Donald Trump is a very practical man. He wants to do business. I think he's going to say a lot of things in the election. He may not follow through to the T after that. I think he's going to be reasonable. I think he's going to realize that he has to do business with India. Rhetoric is not enough. And that trying to make the kind of noises he made in his first term when he threatened sanctions, when we wanted to buy S-400 anti-aircraft missiles from Russia, that did not work. That needed India change its line, needed Narendra Modi change his line. I think this time he would be more practical and reasonable in his expectations of what India will or won't do. That's my analysis. So I'm not among those who think, oh, his coming back is going to be just fantastic for India. Not necessarily. He's better than Kamala Harris. But we are going to have to watch him on a day-by-day basis.